Republicans say it is not over. John McCain says that they will, quote, challenge it every place they can, that the bill is, quote, terribly wrong for America, and that outside the Beltway, the American people are very angry, they don't like it, and we're going to repeal this. So they're coming. And if that weren't enough, he also added, on all other issues, there will be no more cooperation from the Republicans. Oh, no more? Oh, no, please don't hit me. Don't hit me, John. Spare me. When was there cooperation? Here's his quote on it. There will be no cooperation for the rest of the year. The Democrats have poisoned the well in what they've done and how they've done it. They put in hundreds of Republican amendments, and you all still voted no. How did the Democrats poison the well? Well, apparently John Boehner is going to explain it to us. He's going to try to do a little bit of preaching from the floor of the House. I think it's going to go disastrously wrong. So here is the Republican leadership in the House. Have at it. Clip number 1.
I rise tonight with a sad and heavy heart. Today we should be standing together, reflecting on a year of bipartisanship and working to answer our country's call and their challenge to address the rising cost of health insurance in our country. Today, this body, this institution, enshrined in the first article of the Constitution by our founding fathers as a sign of the importance they placed on this House, should be looking with pride on this legislation and our work. But it is not so. No, today we're standing here looking at a health care bill that no one in this body believes is satisfactory.
Just because you watered it down.
Today we stand here amidst the wreckage of what was once the respect and honor that this House was held in by our fellow citizens. And we all know why it is so. We have failed to listen to America. And we have failed to reflect the will of our constituents. And when we fail to reflect that will, we fail ourselves and we fail our country. Look at this bill. Ask yourself, do you really believe that if you like the health plan that you have, that you can keep it?
As a Democrat saying, yeah.
No, you can't.
Oh, clever. No, you can't.
And this economy. You can't say that. In this economy, with this unemployment, with our desperate needs for jobs and economic growth, is this really the time to raise taxes, to create bureaucracies, and burden every job creator in our land? The answer is no. Can you go home and tell your senior citizens that these cuts in Medicare will not limit their access to doctors or further weaken the program instead of strengthening it? No, you cannot. Can you go home and tell your constituents with confidence that this bill respects the sanctity of all human life and that it won't allow for taxpayer funding of abortions for the first time in 30 years? No, you cannot. And look at how this bill was written. Can you say it was done openly? With transparency and accountability? Without backroom deals and struck behind closed doors? Hidden from the people? Hell no, you can't! Have you read the bill? Have you read the reconciliation bill? Have you read the manager's amendment? Hell no, you haven't!
Order, Mr. Speaker. Regular order.
Both sides would do well to remember the dignity of the House.
What dignity of the House? And what do you mean both sides? I just saw John Boehner going, hell no, no you can't. Okay, now which, by the way, I don't have a problem with. He wants to get a little fired up in the speech. Have at it, Hoss. Like that, my problem is when the Republicans go out there and encourage the crowd to say crazy things. Within the debate, he wants to say those things and he wants to lie, go ahead. My favorite part of it is, look, dude, if you're going to give a speech and pretend to be a preacher, Preacher John, and rouse the crowd up on your side, you can't keep changing the slogan. You can't go, can you do it? No. And then the next time, can you do it? No, you can't. And the third time, no, you cannot. First of all, you can't have people chanting, no, you cannot. Okay? I mean, these Republicans don't know how to do it. Can we do it? No, you cannot! All right, anyway. Now, let me rip this guy up on the facts. He says, we should have had a year of bipartisanship, but we didn't. And whose fault is that, John? Like I said, they accepted hundreds of Republican amendments into the bill. Remember originally in the Senate where they did the Gang of Six and they wasted months, 3-4 months trying to get the Republicans to agree, and they took away their advantage. They had 60 votes, but they said 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats in the Finance Committee. That wasn't bipartisanship enough? And then you did the summit at the end, and Obama accepted 4 more Republican proposals. But that wasn't bipartisanship enough. And so when the Republicans all voted no, it's the Democrats' fault for not being bipartisan. Absurd. Point number 2. I remember when this House had respect and honor. When was that, John? When you guys were running it? And now you admit, oh, yeah, all we did was pork barrel spending. And when you would cut the mics of the Democrats that were speaking, when you would not allow them anywhere near the room, when you were debating bills, get at honor and respect as if you treated the other side with that. One of your guys just shouted to a Democrat, baby killer, in the middle of the debate. And when the Democrats lost the honor and respect of the House, you encourage your fans out there to shout the N-word, the F-word, etc. And you're worried that the House has lost honor and respect. Gee, I wonder why, John. And point number 3, he said, you know, we failed to listen to the American people. Because he's got a poll saying most Americans weren't for this bill. Why? Because the right-wingers got worked up into hating it, right? Well, Michael Moore made a great point today, though. My guess is you aren't going to turn it down, right? So when your kid has a pre-existing condition and this bill says he can't be discriminated against, are you going to tell the insurance companies, no, I hated this bill, go ahead and discriminate against him. Don't cover my kid. Are you going to do that? No. You're going to take the advantages that were given to you, right? So, but as far as listening to the American people 06 elections, 08 elections gave the Democrats enormous majorities so they can do this, okay? And not just some temporary fleeting poll. But if you want to talk about polls, you got one poll. I got 12 polls that say 60% or more wanted the public option. Every single poll, overwhelming numbers. Do you respect the American people's point of view on that, John Boehner? No, I didn't think so. No, you don't want to do that, will of the American people, right? Point number 4, he said, can you keep your insurance? Hell no! Of course you can. Who's coming in and saying, that's it, I'm going to take your insurance? Look, I got a lot of problems with the bill, and your rates might go up, and I'm not sure it's a great idea overall. But can you keep your insurance? Yes, you can. Si se puede. Point number 5, if I'm on 5. He says, this bill burdens every job creator in the land. You know what that's translation for? Corporate America that's paying my bills, okay? The lobbyists that are giving me all that money, they're the job creators in the land. I see you, John. I see you. Point number 6, I believe. You know, we're here to protect Medicare. That's what Republicans do. Oh, come on now. Do I have to get back into that? Point number 7, taxpayer funding of abortions. There's a presidential declaration saying that there will be no taxpayer funding of abortions. How much clearer do they need to be? Point number 8, I believe, transparency. Well, that one, Boehner is right on, okay? They didn't really have transparency, and they did do backroom deals. They did the backroom deals with the same corporate sponsors that John Boehner takes money from. Now, he's not going to tell you that part. The same guys that John Boehner fought tooth and nail for in this same process. But he's right. They did do the backroom deals, and it did hurt the bill. It made the bill a lot more right-wing. And then finally, he said, have you read the bill? Hell no! John Boehner did a press conference, put out this huge bill, and he said, oh, look, they didn't read it. Somebody asked him, hey, John, did you read it? He's like, no, who's got time? You can't do a press conference about how the Democrats didn't read the bill if you didn't read the bill. Unbelievable, man. These guys, they're not attached to facts. They're not attached to reality. And so, as much as I did not like the bill today, am I glad that the Republicans lost? I mean, it's better than them winning, right? So I guess if your alternatives are the disastrous status quo and what we had, I can see why the American people were split on it.